Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
As you may know, we are in dark times in the sports world. There's not much going on. Most of the sports leagues have been canceled, shut down, suspended, dunzoed. We kind of have to get creative.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what people are doing.
Yeah.
We have been in the past, we currently still are. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite obscure sports that are still thriving or could still thrive in today's current world climate. So let's start. What do you have?
Well, the first one, before I want to get into it, I have some weird ones I want to get into.
Okay.
The first one I definitely want to get into is ping pong.
Ping pong.
All you need for ping pong is a table, two people, paddle, and a ball, right?
Which does not violate any rules.
It doesn't. You can stand 6 feet across the table from the person and just go at it, right?
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing ping pong for a while. I love playing ping pong. I remember me and a friend of mine used to play ping pong games to 100 in his living room at his ping pong table. And that's how we got to go to ping pong. We played games to 100. And then obviously going to youth group at church, playing with our youth pastor, Pastor Drew. You may see him on the channel sometime, I don't know.
You may.
You may already have.
Yeah.
The deer punch.
If you saw our previous coronavirus video, you will see Drew Grubbs.
Yeah. And actually that brings up another sport, deer punching. Very popular in Alpharetta, Georgia. Very, very popular there. But ping pong for sure.
Ping pong.
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Hand baseball.
Hand baseball.
Hand baseball can be played in any medium-sized room.
It
requires a ball.
I forgot we called it that.
Usually, like a foam ball would work best. And when it probably requires a bit of a larger size room. If you tried to play this in your bedroom, it probably wouldn't go well.
Oh, for sure.
So it requires like a larger size room. But it just requires 4 bases, your hand, a foam ball, and a person pitching.
And make sure if you're doing it upstairs, not to cause a lot of noise.
You will get yelled at by your moms.
Yes, your moms.
Both of your moms will yell at you.
Another one that brings up, it's another baseball variation, a game called dice baseball.
Okay.
Me and my friend would play this throughout the night. 5 a.m. we'd be at his dining room table playing this. Basically, I think we started playing this when we were about 9 or 10 years old. And we did prospect teams, right? So we drafted teams of all prospects, right? So we ended up keeping these teams for like 4 or 5 years, right? So every night we'd spend the night with each other. We would play this game, and basically whatever you rolled is whatever the batter hit. I can't remember the combinations, but I think a 12 was a triple, and then like a 7 was a pop out or something like that. And then after every game, we would keep the stats of everybody. So we actually did a full 162 game season.
What?
And kept the stats for all of our players.
That is insane.
The funnier thing is these prospects we drafted are now guys like on the back half of their careers. So Mike Trout was one of my guys I drafted on my team.
Wow.
So yeah, and Mike Trout's not the back half of his career, but he's like in the middle of his career. But there are some guys that like either have like fallen off or starting to get a little old. That was fun. Dice baseball, highly recommended.
That does sound like fun. It seems very complicated and tedious.
We would play this game in silence for like 3 hours. Like it would just be roll and then write down what we got. Roll, write down what we got. And then when the game was over, we'd spend like 30 minutes putting in our stats into our stat log. We were maniacs.
Yeah, that is very obscure.
We were
and
maniacs.
Obsessive. Another game I used to play with a friend. It requires a bunk bed and a baseball.
Yeah.
And it was basically just robbing home runs. You throw the baseball up over the top, and it might work better because we were younger and we had to actually like jump up and climb. But you just toss the baseball over the top railing of the bunk bed, and you have to try to get up there and rob the home run and then fall to the ground and maintain possession. It was a blast.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like something I would do, but I never did. Okay, I want to get into a little more wild sports here.
Okay.
Here's one that has kind of made an appearance on, big time Instagram pages, stuff like that. Belly flopping tournaments.
Okay.
So I forget what their official name is, but basically like you have these people that will jump from like the high dives, right? and then they'll do like some crazy like flip or turn or whatever. They don't do an actual belly flop, but they like land face first and kind of cover their stomachs a little bit. If you're a real man, you'll just go full out belly flop. But actually, I've been practicing this a little bit. I've been doing, flat level belly flops into pools. Working on the, full form. I did upgrade to the low dive at the local pool. Hitting a few belly flops there. I'm working, as summer gets closer, I'm gonna be working on it. I'm going to eventually try to attempt the belly flop from the high dive. Not the high dive, but the 10-foot high dive. Because what I have to do is I have to basically train my, what my body can take pain-wise. So I have to start working my way up. Because it's funny, because you get on the high dive, and, when you're a large man like myself, usually when I go to the pool, I'll bring, like my little brother or sister or something like that.
And they can like grade you with like the numbers.
They could grade me, but what's funny is like I'll go out to the pool during the summer, and so all these summer camps come out there, right? So sometimes
and all the kids, woohoo!
Exactly. So I'm out there, 21 years old, but like I'm the oldest person in the whole entire pool. So they see me get on the high dive, and so all these kids, they think of me as like some fearless dude. So all like belly flop. And I'll try it, but then I'll bail out at the end. They'll be like, "Oh, you stink." But then I'll do like cannonball or something, or front flip to keep them happy. But I really want to be able to hit a belly flop from the high dive with like 100 kids out there in the pool watching, and just like make the place go crazy. That's my goal. So I'm gonna be going on a belly flopping journey to see how see where I can get.
But for now, you must practice.
For now, I gotta practice
in private.
Got to practice in private. Got to work on my pain intake.
Yes.
Maybe I'll die one day doing a belly flop.
That would be.
Well, what's funny is I accidentally did a belly flop because on that same high dive I was talking about, I got really comfortable doing front flips until one time I rotated too much, and so
you landed on your back.
Landed on my stomach.
Oh.
And when it's unexpected, it hurts even worse. So I've been kind of scared from that. So.
Right.
So belly flopping is one. You got any others?
Real ones, yes. Tennis.
Okay.
Well, we talked about ping pong. Tennis is just a bigger version of ping pong.
Yeah.
Played tennis today.
I've been playing a little bit as well.
I stayed about 6 feet away from everyone while I was playing. So it was good.
You play doubles?
We did. We played doubles. We might have got a little bit closer than 6 foot there. Tennis is another sport.
It's really good cardio.
It is.
From what I've been playing, you get some good cardio in there. If you live in Florida, you get some good sun as well. It's a lot of fun. All right, now here's where things get crazy. All right.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of John Boy Media?
No.
Okay, John Boy Media. Shout out to John Boy Media. Basically, the only Yankees fan I could stand. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, he has like this, sports network he's kind of created. He started by talking about the Yankees and then branched out. If you're a baseball fan on Twitter, you've probably seen him. He was a big part of, exposing the Astros. Because what he does is he makes these breakdowns. So it's like a play in a baseball game or like a brawl or an ejection. And like he breaks them down. But he does it in a funny way, right? So he kind of got popular from doing this. But he does this thing called Fun Sport Fridays.
Okay.
And this is actually when I first discovered him, right? So he did a Fun Sport Friday breakdown of Inuit ear pulling. Okay?
What?
So I can pull it up right here so that you can see it.
Sport. It is fun sport.
So you can see the highlights of what they are doing.
Inuit ear pulling?
Inuit ear pulling. Let me read the description of what this sport is to you.
So Inuit, that's like Alaskan?
Something like that. Inuit ear pulling. A game which tests the competitor's ability to endure pain, okay, and also strength. In the ear pull, two competitors sit facing each other, the legs straddled and interlocked. A 2-foot-long loop of string, similar to a thick wax dental floss, is looped behind the ear. So if we were playing against each other, we'd be facing each other. I'd have this string wrapped around this ear, and it would go across your face to that ear, okay? And when we would go, we would start pulling on it, right? And obviously your ear is not supposed to like do that, right? So it's very painful. And then the first person to give in loses, right? So if you're watching these highlights, you'll see guys crying, you'll see ears bleeding. This guy's actually the one that wins it. He's called the Stone Cold Killer. So this is what they do. And I actually want to read. I want to go on the description. It's really funny. The competitors then pull upon the opposing ear using their own ear until the cord comes free or the opponent quits from the pain. The game has been omitted from some Arctic sports competitions due to safety concerns and the squeamishness of spectators. The event can cause bleeding, and competitors sometimes require stitches.
This is an extreme sport.
This game is not for the faint of heart, but it is highly entertaining. If you're squeamish, don't watch it. And personally, I don't even know if it's still going on. The breakdown that John Boy did was in 2012. Well, it took place in 2012. He did the breakdown like a year ago. But personally, I don't know where it takes place, when it takes place, what channel we could find it on.
Here's the thing. Here's why I don't think it can continue, because they were definitely not 6 feet away from each other.
That's true. They were. I think it said 2 feet you have to be from each other.
But I mean, I would love to see this start back up once we become free people again.
Just watch a few of these. Watch their ears.
Ah.
Look at that! Look at that!
Ah.
Yeah, I think you won that one. That's crazy. It has been omitted from some competitions from safety concerns.
From the Arctic sports. What? I didn't know that existed.
I guess it's played in the Arctic Circle or something like that. So ear pulling. Another one that I've discovered on John Boy Media, Buzkashi. It's basically kind of like rugby, but it's played on horses, and it's the ball is a dead goat.
PETA, please don't watch this video.
So as you can see, they're running around on horses. It's kind of like rugby and soccer. They're just trying to get it to the other side and score a goal. They're passing the dead goat to each other, and they're trying to score a goal. He missed.
They threw the goat.
The goat. Oh, it's in. He fell off his horse though. Oh, and he fell off his horse, ran into the dead goat. He's probably injured.
He's been trampled by horses.
Buzkashi. This is
now
Buzkashi.
The man cannot be the point that scores. The man cannot land in the goal and score. It has to be the goat.
Yes.
I am very intrigued by what country is this played in.
I don't know. I think he says it in the video. I'm not totally sure.
I don't want to visit.
Buzkashi, that's it. There's one more I wanted to do.
Okay.
This sport, it's basically rugby mixed with hockey. Okay, basically the fighting. Okay, so they just let them go at it, right? They'll just go at it for just no reason. But it's played in a city in Spain, and this sport is kind of like the pride of the city. And every year, it'll be these guys. They're not like professional. I don't even know if this is the name of the sport. Calcio Storico or something like that. Whatever the sport name is, like it's not a professional sport they play like year round. It's played once a year, and the two sides of the city play against each other.
Oh,
right. So it's like
bragging rights.
It's city bragging rights, right? There's people that have died playing this just from head injuries. It's rugby, but there's zero rules. There's like zero rules. They kill each other. And there's like so much preparation that goes into it. Like there's been interviews. Look at this guy. There's been interviews. Look, it's just freehand. In hockey, they have gloves and padding and everything. The others are shirtless, barehanded. It's a man's sport.
Yeah.
So it's a once a year.
It's barbaric. That's an awkward place for your video to start buffering, but
oh man,
unless it wasn't buffering, that would.
It wasn't. I think he was breaking down that shot. So yeah, they
Wow.
just go at it. I've watched interviews with these guys that have played the sport. They talk about he's just throwing the guy into the stands.
This is like meets arena football.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure, we can call it that.
That's all my wild sports.
Those are okay. So one, maybe a little bit less wild. You went really wild there. I had no idea where you were going. That totally took a different. My next one was
we have Inuit ear pulling, Buzkashi, and Calcio Storico.
I was just gonna say like mini hoop Nerf basketball indoors. I saw this video earlier this week of some like dudes from Indiana who like started their own mini hoop league where they're
Yeah.
just dunking, shooting 3-pointers, doing whatever, just having fun until they broke the rim on a dunk. Then they have to go buy another one. But that's fun.
Yeah.
You can play out 1-on-1, kind of play it indoors. You can play it while you're quarantined. I don't know. You really threw me off of all these videos.
Here's another fun one. I've actually seen this played live. Is professional tag. Now,
I have. That's
during this, you can get real crazy and have someone with the coronavirus be the one that's it. And you have to run away from it.
No. Let's not get crazy.
You don't want to do that?
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
But speaking of tag, I did have something else in mind that I
Death diving. That's the name of the belly flopping one. Death diving. He did a breakdown on that too.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. It was along the lines of the I can't remember for the life of me. You could always play the fry cook games.
Fry cook games.
Fry cook games are another obscure sport that not many people know about. Basically, you just compete in different
fry cook games.
Yeah, fry cook competitions. Who creates the best soft serve ice cream? Wrestling. It's so ridiculous. What's that have to do with fry cooking?
My name's not Rick.
I never even realized that. That has absolutely nothing to do with fry
the
cook.
fry cook games.
You could go ice skating with patties on your feet.
Yeah, there was the diving competition where was that the ice cream one where they tried to make themselves into like ice cream or something like that?
No, it was a different one. It was the high dive. You wanted to dive into the grease.
That's right.
You're supposed to dive into the grease and not spill it on all the fans because you don't want to turn them into fish sticks.
Okay.
What other obscure sports are there? Without trying to keep the distance between people.
Let's keep the distance.
Esports.
Esports, you can play video games. That I've kind of failed on during.
You have.
Wall ball. That's a classic right
Wall
there.
ball.
Wall ball.
Yes, you can always bring back wall ball.
You can always bring back wall ball. Just need a wall and a ball.
Running. It's not too much of a sport, but it's something you can do to stay active.
It's not the popular one.
It's not a popular one.
But it's a very healthy one.
You can go bike riding, longboarding, skateboarding. I don't know. I mean, it's important to stay active, stay healthy. We got to keep the sports going on.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Marble racing.
Marble racing. That has been one that has been on the forefront.
Yes, that is stepping up. I like it. It's intriguing. You never really know which marble's going to win.
Yeah, you actually don't know what marble's going to win.
You know what sport we could play
What?
if it wasn't outlawed in Florida? Dog racing.
Is that outlawed in Florida?
Yeah, they closed down the dog track.
Oh, wow.
Bring back the dog track. We could actually watch dog races. Not anymore.
I do remember going there once, and I was cheering for one specific dog. It was number 4.
The goodest dog?
It was the goodest dog. But it's like, number was green, and green was my favorite color at the time, so I was like, I'm going to cheer for that dog. Dog was doing pretty good for a long time. Until like one of the final races, the dog, I don't know if he got injured or something, but he just wasn't doing as good as he was, earlier. And I think I was really tired. I was getting aggravated. I was frustrated. I was like 6 years old at the time. We'd have been out there for like 6 hours. My family from out of town was in, and so we just spent the whole day there. I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. My dog was not winning. And I remember just like breaking down, just like crying, having a tantrum, wanting to go home. I don't remember what happened after that.
Dog races will do that to you.
They will. But my guy number 4, he was doing pretty good, and then he just kind of wasn't doing it for me anymore.
Fell off the map.
Yeah,
It happens. So yeah, go participate in some extreme sports.
Yeah, let us know what you're doing during the sports hiatus. Let us know what you think about this video. Comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Look at the description for our social medias. We'll see you next time.